I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. I sadly mistaken, I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. Today, just gonna be a brief one. Championship tournaments. Some of them start this week, some start next week. So I'm just here to, update y'all with some regular season winners as of today. So before I do that, I would like to ask that you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps the network, the Refuse to Lose Network. It helps my channel, Carl Talking College, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. It helps channels like The Main Show, the Refuse to Lose Show, featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave. BWT, Baseball with Teddy, which we did an episode this past Tuesday, giving our predictions on how MLB divisions will line up, Cy Young Award winners, MVPs, how we felt about our team, stuff like that. Anything baseball related goes through BWT, Baseball with Teddy. FFC, just be on the lookout for that. Fantasy football is now over, so just be on the lookout for that one. Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. He's kind of switching it up. He was talking about Kings games after the Kings games, but now he's kind of switching it up. So be on the lookout for that content. Dave's Doghouse, who went live Thursday, made some dogs. Put some dogs in the doghouse. I don't think he let my Pistons out of the doghouse yet. I think we need to be let out, but we no longer in last place in the NBA. But you got that show. You got RBO, Real Ballers Only, which he did his midseason grades. He had Dave and he had BWT, Teddy, on his last episode to discuss their team's midseason grades. So that type of content there on RBO. And last but certainly not least, you have In the Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Faz Camp, which they went live last Sunday, so they won't be live today, talking about boxing news and things that's going on in boxing. So please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe on all those channels. Listen to a couple videos, and if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, like I said, man, I'm just going to talk about some regular season winners. As y'all can see from the title, it's part one, because some conferences, regular seasons are not over, but a lot of them are. And I got them in order, alphabetical order. So we're going to start with the A-Sun. Now, this is crazy. If y'all remember the A-Sun, like 2 years ago, Bellarmine won the tournament, and they couldn't do nothing because it was like their first year in the A-Sun. They moved up, I think, from like D2 or something like that. Now, they're in last place in the A-Sun. No hopes of going to the tournament. They would have to make a Cinderella run. It just sucks for them. But y'all not here for that. First place, Eastern Kentucky. Shout out to them. I can't remember the point guard that was there like a year or two ago. He was a major he used to be at a major school. I'm sick. I'm blanking on bruh's name, but he's no longer there. But I was just shout out to him. He made me watch Eastern Kentucky a couple years ago. I can't remember his name. Somebody said. In the American East, which is a really good team. I was high on this team in the beginning. The Vermont Catamounts, really good team, can bomb you from three. Vermont is in first place in their conference. The American, y'all know I've been high on this team for a long time. First time ever being ranked. Should move up in the rankings tomorrow with the loss of Florida and them beating Charlotte badly. American League winner with 2 games left, South Florida Bulls. So, you know what? This is what I'll do. Every time I name a team for winning, I'll do a cheer. So, South Florida. In the A-10, it is not clinched, but Richmond won a huge game to be a game in front of Loyola of Chicago. So it's not clinched, but that win yesterday was huge. The ACC, UNC has not clinched it. Not yet. With 2 games left, they are a game in front. They do own the tiebreaker with Duke, who's in second place. They do play Duke as a season finale. So UNC is not clinched, but they're in first place. Big 12 is Houston in the lead, but it's not clinched. Oops, I didn't mean to cheer. That was an accident. Houston, a game in front of Iowa State. Houston has beaten Iowa State, but Iowa State has also beat Houston. They have traded W's at their respective houses. So nothing's clinched yet. Big East, UConn is 3 games in front of first place. Now, UConn can clinch the Big East today with the win against Seton Hall, but UConn has already clinched a share of the Big East, so we'll cheer for them. Because no matter what, they can lose out. They still have a share of the Big East. Big Sky, Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington is just always a major threat in the Big Sky. They had the Grove twins when they made the tournament and lost to Kansas a couple years ago. Well, not Grove twins. I think one is older than the other, but the Grove brothers, excuse me. They had them a couple years ago. Eastern Washington back on top of the Big Sky. So shout out to them. The Big South, High Point University. Now, High Point, I remember High Point used to have a dunker, John Brown. He was athletic as a mug. But now High Point is now on top of the Big Sky. So shout out High Point. The Big Ten. My team just lost to them last night. Purdue is in a 2-game lead in the Big Ten. Purdue has it. They're 2 games in front of Illinois. Illinois and Purdue actually play each other, I believe, on like Tuesday. Let's look right here. Let's see. I know Purdue play Illinois. I think it's Tuesday though. And even if Purdue loses, they already clinched a share of the Big Ten. But they don't want to share the Big Ten. They want to win the actual Big Ten. So if Purdue beats Illinois, it's outright the winner of the Big Ten. Oops, I just scrolled past the game, the Big Ten Conference. Hold on 1 second. Come on, computer. Thank you. But, yeah, so they play each other. What's today? Yeah, Tuesday. Right, Tuesday. They play each other Tuesday at Illinois, 7 o'clock. Going to be an exciting game. But even if they lose to Illinois, they play Purdue. Not play Purdue. They play Wisconsin at home, Mackey Arena. Wisconsin has been reeling, so I honestly expect Purdue to win that game. So, yeah, they haven't outright won the Big Ten yet, but in my opinion, it's all but wrapped up. Coach Painter, man, it's a really good team, really solid team. I know I joke a lot about Zach Edey being their Lord and Savior, but they're like my boy Luke texted me last night. I know it's true anyway, but they're really good in other spots too. It's just Zach Edey puts them over the top. Braden Smith, Lance Jones, Lance Ware, excuse me. No, Lance. Why am I blanking on brand names? I think it's Lance Jones. Braden Smith, Foster Lawyer, who just could not miss yesterday. Mason Gillis being the super senior off the bench. Just a tough program. So shout out Purdue. Really, but it hurt. We can't beat Purdue, man. It sucks. I even tweeted it last night. Why can't MSU beat Purdue? Now 8-1 in their last 9 meetings against us. I didn't even remember the win. It took for them to replay the last time we beat Purdue during the game, which was in 2014, for me to be like, oh, that's when we beat Purdue. Bro, I don't even remember us beating them. Like, it's so sickening, but this is CTC, not MSU sports, so got to move on. In the Big West, with San Diego taking a loss, I can't even remember who they lost to this on Thursday, but they took a loss Thursday, and UC Irvine just absolutely destroyed your opponents. UC Irvine now has a 1-game lead in the Big West with, I believe, 2 games left. For the Coastal University, not even university, College of Charleston, the Cougars win the Coastal Conference regular season title. So shout out College of Charleston. I mean, that's why I got one in the tournament. So I have them going to the NCAA tournament. So College of Charleston. Conference USA. Now this is nasty. Not nasty as in bad, but this is nasty as I can't wait. Conference USA has a tie at the top. It's Louisiana Tech and newcomer Sam Houston State. No, excuse me. Sam Houston State not new I don't believe they're new in basketball. I know they're new in football. Basketball, I don't think they're new. But no, I think they are new because I think basketball they was Southland. But anyway, Sam Houston State, Louisiana Tech, tied at the top for Conference USA. And not only are they tied, this is a rare instance, they play each other. They play each other March 7th, which is a Thursday. Winner should for sure win Conference USA. So something to look out for, man. Something to look out for. They play each other March 7th, tied at the top, first place in their conference. Winner should win the regular season. So can't wait for that one. In the Horizon League, we have University of Oakland. University of Oakland wins the Horizon after a tough game last night against University of Detroit Mercy. First place there. Next, Ivy League. Oh, I didn't mean to cheer. Didn't mean to cheer because we have a tie in the Ivy League. Sorry. We have a tie in the Ivy League. Princeton and Yale are both tied with one game left. Now, I believe Princeton plays Columbia, I think. I know Yale plays Brown. I can't remember who Princeton plays, but there's a tie in the Ivy League, and I believe Princeton owns the tiebreaker. I was reading the rules, and it said head-to-head, so I'm assuming point differential in the head-to-head. And if that's the case, Princeton has the higher point differential. So based on what I read and what I think from the reading, Princeton should have the tiebreaker. So if both teams win their final game, Princeton should win the Ivy League based on what I think of what I read. So if I'm wrong, sorry. Now, in the Metro Athletic, Quinnipiac is in the lead by half a game, but Quinnipiac also has 3 games left. The entire league has 2 to 3 games left. So a lot of parity left in that league. In the MAC, Akron is in the lead by 1 game with 2 games left. So anything can happen in the MAC. In the MEAC, Norfolk State, I said Norfolk State, didn't I? Norfolk State is in the lead by 1 game with 2 games left. So things can happen in that conference. The Missouri Valley State, I'm going to cheer for them because they already clinched a share. Indiana State has already clinched a share of the Missouri Valley Conference regular season title. Now, they are 1 game in front of Drake. Indiana State does play Murray State. I don't remember who Drake plays, but if Drake wins, Indiana State loses. They both played each other. They both traded W. So that's a clinch in the title there. So Indiana State already clinched their title, clinched the share. Mountain West, we have a tie at the Mountain West. We have Utah State and we have Boise State tied right there. Now, Utah State won the head-to-head series 2-0. So in case of any tie, Utah State owns the tiebreaker by beating them 2 games. 1 blowout, 1 close game. So if it stays the same, Utah State will win the Mountain West Conference. But man, the Mountain West is just a battle. Next, we have the Northeastern Conference. Central Connecticut and Merrimack tied with 1 game left. So we got it. Some of these conference regular season titles, we got some races. Ohio Valley ended in a 3-way tie with University of Arkansas Little Rock, UT Martin, and Morehead State. All 3 tied for the OVC regular season title. Now, Little Rock was awarded the 1 seed in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. So I guess there was a tie, but I'll acknowledge all 3. So we'll cheer. We'll do 3 cheers for all 3. I would say, I guess, Little Rock won the regular season title, though, since they was awarded the 1 seed. I don't know how the 1 seed was given, though, so I'll just do 3 cheers. 3 cheers for them. We'll just say they all 3 won a share of the regular season title of the Ohio Valley Conference. Now, we move on to the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is led by Arizona, who's only leading by half of a game. Washington State is second, a half a game behind. Washington State did beat Arizona, so that's something to look out for. I can't remember if they played twice, though, so that is one thing I'll have to look real quick. Like I said, I know Washington State beat Arizona. I just don't know if that was revenge for something Arizona did in the past. We could look right here, though. No. So Washington State owns the top. Oh, they actually lost them twice. Arizona lost to Washington State twice. That's what it is. First game, they lost at Washington State 73-70. Second game, they lost 77-74 at home. So Washington State actually owns the tiebreaker. So if Washington State beats UCLA coming up on March 7th, which they have beat them, but that was at their house. This is on the road. And no, excuse me. This is Arizona. My bad. Arizona plays UCLA March 7th at UCLA after beating them at their house. And they play SC. So they finish off their year with the Cali schools, USC, UCLA. They win those two games. And Washington State, let's go to their schedule. Oh, we went to the actual game. Washington State finishes their season with Washington. So Washington, wow, hold on. Now, how is Arizona half a game in front if Washington played more games? That's confusing to me. Anyway, Washington State just plays Washington on March the 7th, this Thursday. If Washington State wins that game, it should win the Pac-12. It should win the Pac-12. I'm actually confused on how Arizona's a half a game up, yet Washington State played more games. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Never mind, I'll take that back. They're half a game up because they have the same amount of wins. Washington State has 5 losses in conference. Arizona has 4. So if Arizona wins out, which I don't know why I didn't read that. That's on me. Arizona wins out. Arizona wins the Pac-12 because obviously 16-4 is better than 15-5. If Arizona drops one of those Cali games and Washington State beats Washington State, no matter what, wins the Pac-12. So Arizona just has to win out to win the Pac-12. So my apologies on that. Now we move on to the Patriot, which was won by Colgate, easily, heavily won Colgate. Won the Patriot. I think Colgate won by like 6 games. Yeah, won by 6 games. The next one behind them was Boston University and American University, both tied at 10-8. Actually, and Bucknell. Oh, 4-way tie, excuse me. Boston University, American University, Bucknell, Lafayette, all with 4-way tie at 10-8 in the Patriot. Colgate ran through the Patriot going 16-2, currently on the 2-game winning streak, but ran through the Patriot. Next, we got a doozy. Next, we got this SEC. Now, the SEC is currently in control by Tennessee, but Tennessee plays South Carolina this week. I believe this Tuesday in South Carolina. If you remember, they play South Carolina. Wednesday. They play us Wednesday, 7 o'clock at South Carolina. If you remember, South Carolina beat Tennessee on the road in Tennessee, in Knoxville, earlier in the year. So we have the tiebreak for now. If South Carolina wins that game, not only does South Carolina and Tennessee have the same SEC record, we own the tiebreaker by 2 games. But that brings Alabama in the fold, who we are currently tied with. Alabama holds the tiebreaker over us. Alabama beat us. So it'll get real mixy there. Tennessee finishes not only playing South Carolina on the road, but at home versus Kentucky. Now, they did beat Kentucky in Rupp Arena by 11, but Kentucky lately has been clicking. I mean, it's going to be tough, but Tennessee has 2 tough games down the stretch. Now we move to South Carolina. As I know, Tennessee plays South Carolina, so obviously South Carolina has to play Tennessee. South Carolina ends the year with Mississippi State. Mississippi State is not a bad ball club. Mississippi State in the SEC is currently 8-8 with the overall record of 19-10. They are currently 7th in the SEC. So they're not a bad ball club by any stretch. And they're not top cream of the crop SEC, but they're not bad either. It's no gimme. Alabama, they end their season with, I believe they play Auburn twice. Yeah, they end their season with Florida, who Florida's been playing really good lately. They just took a loss to South Carolina, but South Carolina is a tough team to play against, really good defensively, and tough to beat at home. Florida was on the road. Alabama and Florida is in Gainesville, tough environment. Florida is a really good basketball team. Walter Clayton is really good offensively. And they finished with Arkansas, which Arkansas this year was a huge disappointment. I do see Alabama winning that one. That one's a gimme. But that Florida game is no gimme. If Alabama goes 1-1, South Carolina goes 2-0, which would mean Tennessee can go 1-1, 0-2. South Carolina will win the SEC. If Tennessee goes 2-0, then Tennessee wins the SEC. If Alabama goes 2-0, South Carolina goes 2-0, that means Tennessee goes 1-1. I don't know how that works out with all of them having a tie at the top of the top. All being would be what 14-5, I believe. I don't know how that works because South Carolina owns it over Tennessee, but then Alabama owns it over South Carolina. But then Alabama also owns it over Tennessee. I would believe Alabama win, yeah, because Alabama is 2-0 against Tennessee, 1-0 against South Carolina. Yeah, Alabama would then win the SEC. So Alabama wins out, Tennessee drops the game, South Carolina wins out, Alabama wins it. Alabama wins out, Tennessee goes 0-2. Basically, Alabama could win this thing. It's tough. It's a lot of different things that can happen, but Alabama probably got the best way of winning it. Yo, shout out my boy Teddy. Shout out Duke. Duke got a huge win against UVA, both literally and like in terms of the ACC. So shout out my guy. Appreciate you for tuning in. Oh, did not mean to do that. But yeah, it's a lot going on in the SEC. So this week it should be fun in the SEC. In the SoCon, we'll move on. In the SoCon, we have your winner, the Samford Bulldogs. Samford Bulldogs won the SoCon regular season title. So shout out to them. In the Southland, Will Wade had a bunch of trouble with LSU due to like recruiting violations, things like that involving like Javonte Smart and guys. I think even Eric Gaines might have been involved in these illegal things. But nonetheless, he's left LSU due to those things. He was on wiretap, all that. He then goes to McNeese State, and they win the Southland. And not only do they win the Southland, they look like a really good team doing it. They look like a team that can win the Southland tournament. If they win the Southland tournament, go to the NCAA tournament, and might win a game. So shout out Will Wade and McNeese State for winning the Southland Conference. We move on to the Southwestern Conference. In that one, Grambling State is leading, I think by like a half a game or a game. But there's also 2 to 3 games left. Some teams got 2, some teams got 3 games left in the conference schedule. So a lot can go on there. In the Summit, your winner in the Summit is South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits win the regular season in the the Summit League. So it's always them, North Dakota State, fighting to see who goes to the NCAA tournament normally. So shout out there, but no surprise. In the Sun Belt, as y'all saw by the thumbnail, Appalachian State wins the Sun Belt. Now, my Sun Belt prediction, well, the regular season, but my regular season prediction was James Madison. James Madison comes in close second, being a game behind, but I believe App State swept them in the Sun Belt Conference head-to-head, being a game in front. They win the Sun Belt. So shout out to them. Can't wait. I always have fun watching the Sun Belt tournament. I remember watching it, 3 years ago when Michael Almonacci and App State won the Sun Belt as a Cinderella story. I believe that was like 3 years ago. App State, man, and ever since then, I've been a fan of watching the Sun Belt tournament. I believe Georgia State won it like 2 years ago with like Jalen Thomas and the guys. I think Jalen Thomas and like what's the guard name? Oh, I'm so mad. I used to like their guards too. I gotta look this. No, this one I gotta look up because I used to like their guards heavy. I believe it was the 2022 Georgia State team. And I'm so mad I'm blanking on their guards' name because I used to like them too. I think one of them like Daryl something. Oh, I gotta find it. This one's making me mad. This one right here is making me mad. Let's see. I want to say it was 2022, 20. No, I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2021, 2022. Because I think last year Louisiana won it all. Which one am I? I'm on 2022, 2023. It wasn't that year. It was 2021, 2022. And this year, they went 9-5 in the Sun Belt, 18-11. They had Justin Roberts. I like Corey Allen. Corey Allen is who I was looking for. Justin Roberts and Corey Allen. Man, I used to like those guards like crazy. That made me watch Georgia State basketball. I'm not gonna lie. This year, they won the Sun Belt. Yep, this is the year 2021, 2022. They won the Sun Belt tournament and they lost to Gonzaga in the first round in the NCAA tournament. That is exactly the year I was looking for. Boom, 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 boom. And then I believe the next year, that's when Louisiana won the tournament. Let's see, 2022, 2023. Raising Cajuns, schedules and results. They won that, yep, and they lost to Tennessee in the tournament. Okay, hold on. Let me test my App State one. Hold on, y'all. I know I'm going off track like a mug, but I'm trying to show y'all why you know what I'm saying. If you want to tune in, why I could talk a little something about some college basketball. So that would be the 2020-2021 season. And yep, App State won that tournament. Like I said, beat Georgia State in the conference tournament championship and lost to Norfolk State by 1 point. So yep, I know a little something about this. But yeah, man. So shout out App State winning the Sun Belt Conference Championship. We move on to the WCC, which this one was wrapped up but Thursday when they beat Pepperdine. It's St. Mary's. So St. Mary's wins the WCC. Yes, I know they lost to Gonzaga last night, but that was already wrapped up. They lost one game in the WCC all year, and that was last night to Gonzaga, which they traded. Beat Gonzaga on their home floor. Gonzaga beat St. Mary's on their home floor. Now, I believe St. Mary's is the at-large bid, so I think they're in the tournament no matter what. But I would love to see them win the WCC tournament as well. Man, Randy Bennett deserves it. So shout out to St. Mary's winning the WCC. And your last conference isn't clinched, but Grand Canyon is in the lead by half a game. Tarleton State has been on a massive tear lately, including beating Grand Canyon to tie them in losses. But Grand Canyon got one extra win because they played one extra game. But Tarleton State, like I said, went on a massive run to be atop of the Western Athletic Conference, just like Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon has one more game left against Cal Baptist. They are also 1-1 against Tarleton State. They blew out Tarleton State bad the first time they played at Grand Canyon, but Tarleton State got revenge at Tarleton State, winning by 3. So if it's head-to-head, like point differential next, then Grand Canyon should owe the tiebreaker if they beat Cal Baptist. Now, I don't know how those tiebreakers work. I don't know if they just clinch a share and then Grand Canyon gets the 1 seed. I'm pretty sure that's how it works if they both went out. But they both had stellar WAC runs. Tarleton State has 2 games left. I believe they play like UT Arlington and Seattle. I want to say Seattle's for sure. They play Utah Valley and Seattle. Utah Valley and Seattle, both tough teams. Utah Valley might not show it in record-wise and stuff like that, but they're a tough team. Seattle's a really good WAC team. They can score, play defensively. They do have times where they get stagnant offensively, but I think those are 2 tough games. If Tarleton State ain't got it wrapped up yet, you're going to have to come to the ball. But that's all the conferences. I ran through all the conferences. That's all the conference winners. All the conference things going on right now. Now, part 2 will be next Sunday. Now, with part 2 being said, that will also lead to part 1 of conference tournament winners, which, man, can't wait for them because those are automatic qualifiers for the tournament. So, yeah, we're going to have part 2 of our regular season winners, and we're going to have part 1 of our conference championship winners. Also, tomorrow, I will be doing poll talks. I will be back tomorrow, no matter what. Because being back tomorrow, it won't have a time on it because I'm not going over any games tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm just going over poll talk, and I'm going to have some predictions on conference tournaments because some conference tournaments start in the morning at like Tuesday. And now I know, granted, Carl, those games Tuesday morning, those are like the lower seeds battling out to see who advanced. I get it. But Cinderella runs happen all the time. You never know. I might say a 12 seed might win a tournament. You don't know that. So, got to come Monday and get y'all some predictions for the tournaments that start on Tuesday and Wednesday, so on and so forth. But that's it for y'all today. I'm not going over any games today. I didn't really see any games that was like, I should go over those guys huge conference regular season conference champions implications. Now there were a couple games that had like seeding implications in tournaments, like Maryland and Indiana. That's kind of a seeding implication, but I don't want to talk about that stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I had no interest in talking about it, so I'm not gonna do it. But that's all I got for y'all today. And until tomorrow, can't get y'all time. I will see y'all then. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.